Okay, ladies. All right. The recording has begun, so let's be civilized. Shh. Okay, guys. So, we've been discussing the order of operations and building little pieces of it, right? We started off talking about the order of operations, bed mass, and the parts that create it. And the first set of homework you had on order of operations focused on division and multiplication and addition and subtraction, right? Then last time we were here, we looked at powers. And another word for powers is index. What's another one? Exponents. Good job. Good job. Okay? Now, index or exponents. And remember that when we're dealing with exponents, we have to think about the parts of them because the parts of it tell us what to do. So today, we're going to continue our look at the order of operations, the last few little pieces, and then we're going to put in something else that's related, but it's not strictly in the order of operations, all right? But I'm going to show you what it is, and then you're going to tell me where you think it fits in the order of operations. There are some special symbols, and I want to talk that we're going to look at occasionally, and then I want y'all just to kind of see where you think it fits. All right? So here we go. So this is the part that's going to be new. We haven't talked about, but first we're going to address the brackets. And we've kind of talked. Oh, you're not getting any writing up there. There you go. Okay. So we're going to be talking about the brackets first, right? So when we're talking about brackets can entail a lot of things. So I want to introduce you to the entire system of brackets simply because I know where you're going with the math, right? And if you get into good habits now, okay, then you can take them with you forever, right? If you have a bad habit now, then what's going to happen later? Yeah. How easy is it to break a bad habit? It's very difficult. Yeah. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make sure that you see everything there is about brackets now. Guys. Right. Now, everything there is to know about brackets now, even though you're not going to use it until later. Okay? So, here we go. The first thing we need to know about brackets is simply what they look like. So we're talking about, right, just brackets or parentheses, whatever you want to call them. I'm happy with that. And when you see a bracket, the order of operations tells you that you have to deal with that bracket when? First, right? You have to deal with the bracket first. Okay? Now, there are 3 steps or questions that you need to ask yourself. Can everybody see this color? Okay. 3 steps or questions that you need to ask yourself. And you're only going to have one of them right now.
Should we write this down?
Yes, definitely. These are your notes. So 3 steps or questions that you should ask yourself. The first thing or place you look or question you ask is, can I do any math inside the brackets?
Can't brackets go, the space in between them go on forever?
Oh my god, I also thought can.
You can use your 1 plus 1 forever. Simple.
Okay. No, there will be math there. All right, guys. All right. Okay, is there anything I can do inside the brackets? Okay. So inside the brackets, you might have some numbers that it says to multiply them together, or add them, or subtract them, or multiply and some subtraction. So, if so, you must follow the order of operations inside if there is more than one operation.
I'm just going to call it OOO because it's really long to write.
Perfect. Fine with me. Okay? Follow the order of operations inside if there's more than one operation. Now, most of the time, it's just going to be add these two numbers together, subtract these two numbers, multiply these two numbers, maybe even divide two numbers. Who knows? Okay? But sometimes there'll be more than one operation. Yes?
What if it's just a number?
Okay, well then, is there anything to do? Is there any operation to do in then if it's just a number? No.
But why would it be put in brackets?
Okay? We'll talk about it. Okay? All right. So what I want to do is we're going to write down some brackets, and then we're going to talk about what to do. So but first let's finish the other steps. But step 1 is all you're going to see right now. Okay? So in this particular course, that's as far as you're going to go. Now I'm going to tell you what the other two things are. And I don't want you to get caught up with them very much because they are not going to happen to you now, right? But they may happen to you later, and you need to be aware of them, okay? The second step or question is to see, is there an exponent on the bracket? Now, this one could actually happen to you. Later, when we're working in measurement, we have formulas or something like that. This one could actually happen to you. But not right now in our homework we're dealing with. Okay? Now, let me show you an example. Just write down an example. Now, you should be writing this off to the side. I'm using remember, I can't really... It crams everything too tightly together on the video for me to do this or on the recording. So I'm going to write it under, but really this should be on the side to an example of what I'm talking about. Here's what it would look like. You might have like 3 in parentheses with an exponent on the outside. Okay? Do you see is the exponent touching the 3? No, the exponent's touching the bracket. Do you see the difference? Okay? And so it behaves differently. Don't worry about what to do yet. We'll talk about it and we'll deal with it later. But I just want you to see what I'm talking about. Okay? The third thing. Now I'm going to give you a math word, and this is a math word you need to know the definition for, and so I will define it. Is there a coefficient? Go ahead and write it down, and if you don't know what that means, don't worry, because I'm going to explain it to you. Remember that part of your job is to learn the vocabulary for the mathematics as we go. So then later, in year 9, I can say, okay, what is the coefficient? And you can tell me what it is. Okay? So right now we're learning the language. Later you will be putting it in the directions asking you to learn it. So, coefficient simply means a multiplier. It's just a fancy word for a multiplier. So, is there anything multiplied times the bracket? That's what I'm really asking you. Okay? And again, we're not going to have them yet, but I want you to be familiar with this word. Coefficient. So if I say coefficient, you automatically think what operation? Multiplication. There you go. Okay? And again, as we go forward, we'll be using these pieces. All right. But again, for right now, all we're going to be dealing with is the inside of the bracket. But I'm going to write one last thing here. once you've done all 3 steps, the bracket, the bracket is gone.
Oh no!
You don't need it anymore. It does not exist. Okay?
Oh,
So
no.
write that. Shh. Now, come on. All right. Now, once you've done all 3 steps, the bracket is gone. Now, what if there is only one step to do? Then after you do the one that there is, it's still gone, right? You don't have to have all 3 of them, do all 3 of them for it to be gone. It's just that you do whatever steps you have, doing the 3 steps, and then once you've done it, the bracket is gone. Think of it like this. You go into a store, let's say I want to buy this water bottle, right? So I go into the store and say that water bottle costs $20.
Oh wow.
Okay? Don't worry about the price. That's not the point.
That would be a ripoff.
Ah.
This is a plastic one.
All right. Guys, it's not the point.
It is the point. We need the answers.
Hush. Hush. Are you all going to be moved around? Individually, we'll go to testing mode in the individual rows. If you can't be in groups without misbehaving, then you won't sit in groups. All right, ready? Okay. Once you've done all 3 steps, they're gone. So let's say this water bottle costs $20. You get to the register and you hand the cashier the $20. Does she give you the $20 and the water bottle back? No. The $20 has been used. It is not yours anymore, is it? So as far as you're concerned, it's gone. And the same thing is true about mathematical operations. Once you've used them, they're gone. So be careful. Too often, students try to put things in that don't exist. Yes? We'll deal with that later. Okay. All right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down some examples. We're going to do an example together, and then we're going to do a couple alone. Again, there's not that much to it because all we can do is look inside and do the math inside. Okay? Guys, ready? All right, so let's say we just have a bracket, and inside I have 3 plus 18. Okay? My order of operations says that I've got to deal with that bracket first. Yes, definitely. These are examples. So right next to all the definitions about brackets, this is where your examples will be. So my order of operations says I have to do the brackets first. Taylor? Okay. Taylor, do I have brackets? Yes. So I have to deal with them. Excellent. Diksha? There you are. Diksha, so I go to my steps for brackets, and it says that I first need to look where when I have a bracket. One of the things we just wrote down. Well, look at step 1 for brackets there. What does it say to do? Do any math inside. Okay, do you agree? Do we have to do any math inside first? Saskia. Okay, Saskia. So inside this math, what operation do I have indicated there? Guys? What operation do I have inside this bracket? Well, just what operation does that mean? That operation symbol right there. It means to add. There you go. What operation? Yeah, there you go. Add. So there's addition, right? Okay. So Olivia? That you? All right, Olivia. Olivia, so all I have to do is take those 2 numbers inside and add them together. So Olivia, what is 3 plus 18 going to make? 21. Okay, good. Now, Harriet, where are you, Harriet? Quill, I'll get there. I'll change this too. Quill. All right, Quill. Now, it's not going to happen, but just for fun, we're going to run through the other steps. What would be the second step on a bracket? What else? What would I look for next? That's not there, but if it was, it'd be right there.
Is there an exponent?
There you go. Is there an exponent out of the bracket? Is there one in this case, Quill? No. Right? No, there's no exponent there, so no. Okay? Millie? All right, Millie, is there a number in front to multiply by? Which is called a what? Coefficient? Is there one? No. So I've asked myself all three questions, and I got this as my answer. So I'm going to write it like that, right? What's wrong with it? It's still in brackets. And once you've done the steps, the brackets are gone. If I see them, it's wrong, right? So your answer is just the 21. Is it good? All right, let's look at another together, and then we're going to start. Then I'm going to give y'all some to work on your own. All right, here we go. Ready? 3 plus 4 times 9. Okay, Loden. Where's Loden? Hi, Loden. All right, Loden. So our order of operations tells us I need to look for what first? Bracket. Well, okay, bracket. Just the brackets, right? Do I have some?
Yes.
You bet. Good job. Thank you. Alexandra. There you are, Alexandra. How are you? Alexandra, now, there are actually 3 steps for getting rid of a bracket. And the first one is to look where? Inside it. Excellent. Good job. Okay. Madeline. Where's Madeline? Madeline, you're right back there. Okay, Madeline. Inside this bracket, how many operations do I have up in there? 2. So this one has more than just one operation, doesn't it? Good job. Okay. Gabby, what 2 operations do I have in there?
Addition and multiplication.
Addition and multiplication, right? Well, if I have 2 sets of operations inside the bracket, that means that I have to follow the, Sally, what's it called?
Order of operations.
Literally came up your name with your hand up. How funny is that? You're influencing my phone now. Okay, the order of operations. Good job. Okay, Georgia. Where are you, Georgia? She's not here? Okay, well then we'll own answer. Kenzie. Kenzie, then I have addition and multiplication. Which one do I have to do first? Careful. Multiplication first, right? Okay, guys. All right, so look up here because I'm going to show you how I want to see this written. There are 2 operations, but I'm only doing one of them. So when I finish it, will the parentheses or the bracket be gone? No. So I'm also not using the addition yet either. So everything I'm not using, I want you to write on the next line. Even though I know that most of you have already done the math and you did it in your head or whatever, I don't care. Because when you get to higher levels, you're going to have to do these brackets that would take up this entire screen. Do you want to learn how to do it right now? Or do you want to, guys, or do you want to suffer later? Okay? Trust me, you will. You will. You're going to suffer in a minute if you don't knock it off. All right. So now I'm going to do the 4 times 9 and Brooke. What's 4 times 9, please? 36. Right? So everything that you're not working with, bring it down and just do one step at a time. I know that it makes you have to write one more thing, one more line. You'll live. Okay? Yes. Yeah? Well, that's the part we're using, so that's the part we're going to leave there because we're going to go ahead and use it and just bring down the answer. Right? So just the part you use, then you use it and then just bring down the answer part. Okay? Right? So you don't have to rewrite the whole problem, just the parts that you're not going to use yet. All right. Good job. Eva. Remember, I don't know who you are yet. Eva. Hi, Eva. So, Eva, now what's left? What do I need to do? the 3 and the 36, and what's that going to give me? 39. Okay, excellent. Cora,
Yes.
39 in parentheses?
No, get rid of those parentheses. They don't mean nothing to you now that you've used them for evil gain.
That's right. We've done all of our work, and all math is good, by the way. And we've done our work, so we're done with the parentheses. Make sense? Or brackets. Parentheses, bracket mean the same thing. Brackets. I'm trying. Okay. How does it look? You think you're ready to do one on your own, guys? Okay. All righty. Okay, so here we go. Get ready here. Here's an example for y'all to work on. We'll start off easy. Go. 1 minute to work on it by yourself.
What are we doing here?
Here's this problem right there. There it is.
This is easy.
Told you, start it off easy. I'm only giving you 30 seconds. 30 seconds should be enough. Go ahead, guys. Sorry? Yeah, you don't need to. Okay? You could if you wanted to, but really it's not necessary. But, yeah. Excellent. All right, guys. Okay. Done? Check your answers with your neighbors. Okay, we all good? Okay. Chantel, would you be so kind as to tell me the order of operations says I need to look for what first? And do I have some?
Yes.
There you go. Thank you very much. Love the enthusiasm. Amelia. She's sick today? Okay. Millie. All right, Millie. When I'm working with brackets, there are 3 steps, really, for clearing brackets. What's the first one? I need to look where? Inside. See if there's any math I can do inside. Excellent. Thank you. Kenzie. Kenzie, what math do I have to do inside? What operation is indicated inside there? Okay, so just subtraction, right? Okay, so we're doing some subtraction. Good. All right, Quill. I was closer than I've ever been. All right, Quill. So inside I have 21 minus 7, which is going to give me what? 14. All right, good. Loden, does that 14 need to be in a bracket? No, because we've done the operation, we've used it up. Don't have to worry about it. Yes?
Seeing it's like only like one question, like 21 minus 2, that's the normal question. Why would you add the brackets?
Well, normally you wouldn't usually have brackets in a situation like this. Usually it'll be part of something else. But right now I just want you to focus on the brackets. Yeah.
Just like do 21 minus 2 with the brackets.
Right. All right, guys. Ready for your next one? Here we go. Ready?
No. What?
Go. 1 minute.
That's just fine and dandy.
Shh. You're supposed to be working on your own.
Yep. Why is it so long?
Shh. Working on your own. 30 seconds left. Okay, when you finish, go ahead and share with your neighbors, see, because most of you seem to be finished. Check with your neighbor to get the same answer. If If not, why? What do you think's going on? It's very soothing. Okay, we got it? How'd you do? Yeah? Excellent. Well, let's see. Okay. Taylor. Taylor? Order of operations says I need to look for what first? Do I have some? You bet I do. Okay, good. Nene. So, when I'm dealing with brackets, where do I need to look first?
First you look for the exponent.
No,
Inside.
inside the bracket, right? Okay. Madeline. Shh, guys, y'all are being really rude here. All right, Madeline. How many different operations do I have inside in this particular one? 3. So am I all going to do them all at the same time? No, I'm not. So Gabby, can you tell me which one of these? All right, first of all, just name the 3 operations I have inside. What do I have up there? Division, addition, and some subtraction, right? Good job. All right, Chantel, then which one do I need to deal with first? Well, yeah, we talked about the division. There you go. All right, good job. So, Grace, read to me what's divided. Which part of it's divided? It's not the answer, but tell me what part of it is the division of it.
The 8 divided by 2.
8 divided by 2. Excellent. Sally, I know you don't want to do it, but everything we're not going to use, we're going to do what? Well, be careful. No, we're going to bring everything else down to the next line. Okay? Yes? Oh. All right. Now we're going to do that division. Saskia, what is 8 divided by 2 going to leave us? 4. Very good. Good job. Georgia. She's the one that here. Oh yeah, yeah. I knew that. Never recognized her name. Alexandra. Hey, Alexandra. What do we do next? We still have 2 operations left. Do I do the addition or the subtraction first? We're going to do the addition first. Now, guys, in reality, they're equal. So we just do them as we read them from the left to what?
The right.
Right. Excellent. So we'll do the addition first. So, Alexandra, what is 4 plus 6 going to give me? 10. Good job. And finally, Violet, finish us off here. 10 minus 5 gives us 5. In parentheses? No, the parentheses is gone because we've done all the math on the inside. Can you handle it? Are you happy? Okay. Yep. Yes. That's all right. As long as you got all the pieces and got it all and got the answer 5, it's fine.
I broke it down. Oh, I think I did it really.
Yeah. At least I want to see this much, but yeah. Okay, guys. There's no new assignment for the brackets. Instead, what I want you to do, if you haven't already, go back to that first order of operations assignment that I gave you and do the ones that had brackets. If you've already done them, you're good to go. It doesn't matter. It's fine. That means you already knew how to do it in the first place. This was just rehearsing, right? But there's no new assignment for that part. But we still have some more to do. Yes? All right, guys. So last time we were here, we did the powers parts of this, where we were talking about powers. Another word for powers is exponents or indexes, right? And we talked about some specific powers being squares and cubes. Now, if we didn't talk about it enough, we're going to talk about it a little bit more. Okay, there are some powers happen so frequently that they have special names. Anything other than these 2 don't have special names, though. So we're going to talk a little bit about what are called squares and cubes. And again, we mentioned this before. If you have any number raised to the 2nd power, we often call that squared. So squared simply means raised to what power? Power of 2, right? Good. If you have something raised to the third power, we generally call that cubed. So third power, another way, guys, another way of saying third power is saying cubed. So if I asked you to write 6 cubed, what do I mean? Just anybody, sing it out. 6 to the power of 3, right. If I asked you to write 10 squared, what would you write? 10 to the power of 2. Good. So you're going to see squares and cubes quite often. Yes?
Are we able to use calculators for education?
Yes, you may. Okay? Yes.
I did not know that. But are you going to write it down?
Well, we kind of wrote it down last time, so you're good as long as you know it. Okay, guys? All right. Now, so square means power of what?
2.
Cube means power of what?
3.
And those come to us from geometry, from using geometric formulas. And I know you've used geometric formulas before. So, for example, area equals length times width. That's the formula for area of a rectangle, right? But remember that area always has measurements too. So if you're doing area and it was 2 meters times 3 meters, 2 times 3 is easy, right? What's 2 times 3? 6. But we also have meters times meters, which makes meters what? Meters squared. Squared just simply means times itself. And you can multiply letters times themselves. Now, can I get a number out of it? No, because I don't know what number it is. But but you can change it. So if I have m to the third, that's meters what? Meters cubed, right? So that's meter times meter times meter. Remember that I introduced you to the dot for multiplication. Sometimes I'll use the dot, sometimes I'll use the x. I'm going back and forward for y'all, but which one do I prefer? I like dots, but okay. Doesn't matter. Use whatever you like. All right, now, so what we're going to look at a little bit, just a little bit, briefly here, is we're going to look at the idea, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to stop what we were doing. Okay. We want to look at the idea of something called roots. Now, you've used roots probably before in another class, if you don't remember what it is, but we're going to look specifically at 2 specific ones. One of them, the first one we're going to look at, is something called the square root. Okay? So and I'm going to write down the pieces and then give you the definition. Here is the symbol. It looks very much like a division symbol, except it has a little tail on it. Right? So do you see you have that little tail right there? That's the only difference between it and a division symbol. And it literally means what number times itself. And we know it's times itself because of that word right there. Square means exponent of 2. So that means we're multiplying something times itself. What number times itself would equal the number inside? So in other words, you're unsquaring something. Does that make sense? Just like multiplication has an opposite, it's division. Well, exponents have an opposite. The opposite of an exponent is a root. Okay? So what I want to do is I'm just going to write down some examples, and we're just going to see what we can come up with that, okay? Here we go. So let's say I have the square root of 9. Literally what I'm asking is, what number times itself would make 9? Anybody? Cora?
3.
3. Okay. Now, look at how I've written the answer. The answer is not 3 squared, because that would be 9, right? I'm asking what number times itself would make the square root of 9, and that's 3. Okay? So 3 is the square root of 9. Also notice that once you take the square root, what about the symbol? Gone. Just like the parentheses. You've used it. It's done. So 3 is the answer. Just plain old 3. Don't get carried away. All right? Ready? Square root of 25. So what number times itself would make 25? 5. There you go. Okay? Pretty easy?
I got the ending.
Square root of 144. 12. So pretty much if you know your multiplication tables, you know how to do a square root. But guess what? Your calculator can do it for you too. Now, I don't know the keystrokes for your calculator because this is Casio's and I'm used to TI. But look on there and see if you can find the square root symbol. Sometimes you have to push second first, but do you have to in that one? Oh, you just have a square root button, it's fine? Okay. Now, guys, come on. Try to find the square root of 16 using your calculator. Do you push 16, then the square root, or square root, then 16? It's square root, then 16. And what does it give you? 4. There you go. Did everybody find their key? Okay. So you can use your calculator to find the square root. Okay? All right. Excellent. Now you can do the same thing with cubed roots. So just look at a couple of examples of that. Look at this one. Now this one, however, it looks like I want the square root. So in order to indicate that I want the cubed or third root, I have to actually put the index in. Okay? All right. So, guys, come here. If you want this one, hold on just one second. Yes, did you? Okay. Okay. You don't know where it is? Okay, go. All right. So in this one, I don't have a number in the symbol, do I? So we assume a 2 right there. It's the only one you can do without writing anything. If we want the third root, however, we have to write a number there, an index there. An index, just like with exponents. Okay? Because this is the opposite of an exponent. So the cubed root of 8 means what number times itself not once, not twice, but 3 times would make 8. Anybody know? Well, find the cube root button on your calculator there. It may be a second button.
Oh, I know. 2.87654.
Nope, you hit square root.
Oh. Is it?
Hey?
3?
Okay. You got it. Okay.